Hello everyone, this is Foxhound, coming back again with another video. So I made a poll a couple of days ago asking what would you want from me to get? If I should consider getting a second SU-39, if I should consider getting HMS Hood, or if I should consider getting Bartini, maybe Chamanenko, or to save resources. Total of 26 votes, and even though a couple of very good of you had told me maybe consider saving resources, Foxhound, or maybe get the Martini or Chabanenko, I thought we see that slight increase over there. I am going to follow your wishes, so I decided to take a very hard bite. Let me tell you. And I decided to get the SU-39, which I do not recommend at all because it's expensive as hell. Oh, that's even sad. I don't have enough. I may need to stop the recording and get the remaining 20 ships. Yes, anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this gacha with you. Again, it's sad. I mean, I'm not saying it's extremely sad for me because I already have Ghost Commander. I have a couple of these grenade launchers. I do have Iowa. I have one of these, but I don't have Strash at least. So, well, at least we have a compensation, right? We have Strash, and we're going to get this one over here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this last amount of chips that are needed, and then I'm going to start running with the gacha itself. See you in a bit. Okay, everyone, I am back with the session, and I have done it. I have attained the remaining chips in order to get the secured SU-39, the most expensive bloody strike fighter in the game. Again, I do not consider doing it. A couple of things before I carry on with this. I will still be using an SU-39 and another strike fighter to keep myself balanced, because I understand most of you are bloody. You have it on camera, right? This hurts, you know. This hurts a lot. And the first drop, right? We got it. Well, at least we got the submarine. I should be happy, but at the same time, imagine if you put all these resources just to get in the first 10 shots. That I don't know what to say. You better be a good submarine. I swear you that. You better be. I am going to remember this. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so again, my point of view is like I will continue doing matches every now and then, only having one SU-39 if I am using a Charles de Gaulle, because I also want to keep checking on the strike fighters that can be used from battle passes, that they don't cost your head off. And so yes, because I want to keep myself grounded. At the same time, what did impulse my decision, aside from the poll that just happened over here? Well, what really happened is that, first of all, okay, let's talk about matches. So I have seen Chabanenko on matches, right? I released a video over there, me pounding a Chabanenko, and it's a wonderful ship. It is beautiful. It is Russian. It's everything I want in a ship. It's beautiful. The only issue that I had with that is that in the past I also had ships that I thought, yes, they are beautiful, they are wonderful, they are the best thing in the world. But at the end of the day, I didn't end up using them as long as I wish I should. So on the other hand, SU-39, of course, you see me using it all the time, because let's just be realistic, the thing is just busted. Even though it was nerfed, I will say still, I mean, it works amazing. I think with Strike Fighters is very tricky because you have the Battle Pass ones, and they do perform well for a couple of months, 3-4 months before another one takes over, and so technically you will require some investment of the Battle Pass for, let's say, one or maybe 3 or 4 times per year, let's put it this way, if you are extremely lucky. But yeah, I mean, this gacha, this particular Strike Fighter, it has everything you need. It has been strong for quite some time. Don't get me wrong, if another gacha Strike Fighter appears which is going to be better than this, I think of course my feelings will be hurt a lot, obviously. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. I think I already made a decision. It was not an easy one. Even up to this point, it's still hurting a bit, yes, especially with the slap of the face of getting the submarine on the first try. But well, that was the initial thing. Of course, we have the second part of it, right? Which is, if I'm completely honest, when you enter ranked, right? When you enter ranked mode, I believe that when you go up in the ladder, of course, you are going to see that people are going to pretty much become more pro, and they're going to use all the resources in the world. Again, I am not saying at all that you will not be able to do this as you rank up if you are free to play, or if you use items from the battle pass. But what happens from my point of view is the carrier has a higher responsibility, let's put it this way, than other ships. The only ship I think that carries such a responsibility is the battleship, maybe the submarine. But I'll have to say, in my order, right, a carrier, a battleship, and I mean submarine not so much, but it's there. Those three can determine or have a higher impact on the outcome of the match, and carriers even more, because you have access to all the map, so it entails a high responsibility. So in my point of view, I thought, when I'm in a match, at the end of the day, it's not just me alone that want to do damage. It's actually the responsibility of everyone in my team to be able to do well, to be able to rank up. So yeah, I think that was a big decision. It was not easy at all, if I'm completely honest. But well, it's things that I have seen. I have seen Martinis which do the work, but I don't know, in one match I just saw the planes going down so quickly that it was a little bit not purely disappointing. But you can do other things with the other assault ship, which can also use planes. So that was a little bit of a letdown when I saw it on an online match. Chao Nenku again, very beautiful, but I have faced it a couple of times. And if I'm completely honest, between me and you, when you put an amount of resources on a ship, and then it falls down very quickly to a strike fighter like this, then really makes you doubt. It happens a lot to me with frigates. When you have the gacha frigates, they are wonderful, they are beautiful. But if I'm completely honest, a strike fighter SU-39 on your face, there's nothing in the world you can do about it. Unless you take cover forever and you play very smart, but you are dangerously limited on how you help on the team. So yeah, I think that is what led my decision over here. As you can see me suffer a little bit on these strikes. I guess yes, we're going to start getting the fighters. It was about time, right? We got this one for free, best fighter in the game. I wish that we had I mean, if we have let's say a carrier with two fighters, which will never happen if I'm completely honest. But that will be almost my dream build, almost, to completely neglect the other carrier. But one can dream; it will never happen. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. I am going to stop the recording just for a small period of time, and I will be back just because the battery of my earplugs is falling short. This is taking forever, if I'm honest. So let me just give me a moment. I'll be back. We got the second fighter. Okay, we are back. Let's continue to see my resources go away, and it hurts a bit, but oh well. Well, it hurts again. I think it's also, I mean, the idea to saying, okay, I will not get what I consider a very impactful battleship. Let me tell you, the smoke that it has, it is massive. I always think when you get a battleship, it's not about, I mean, the damage is important. True, the capability to just storm in like Rambo and then just to take off ships. Yes, you could say that's important, but from my point of view, the battleship has an important role. You have to enables you to be on a standoff, enables you to protect your team, enables you to cover corners, not to let ships rush. Let's put it this way. But most importantly, the HMS Hood has the smoke that is able to protect any ships near you, and that I think that is massive. If I'm completely honest, it's very, very massive. Chabanenko right now, I mean, I know I roasted Chabanenko a lot, but that at the same time, first of all, Chabanenko is like a Basisti with stereots. Sorry, stereots. I cannot speak. It's too early in the morning. Anyways, not so early actually, but anyways, Chabanenko is also a very good destroyer, and it has a good point to take into account. It has a lot of equipment that is customizable, that you can change. Of course, with that comes the responsibility that you need to invest in good equipment in order to keep it strong, because if not, then it's not going to work. So it has its pros and cons. So Chabanenko is as strong as the resources that you can get from gachas or from good equipment in order to be on top of the game. So yeah, why you should not do this? Why you should not do this? And let me tell you my thoughts. Okay, you have to understand my point of view, and from before I mean even go further. At the end of the day, let's put it this way: I am also a streamer, believe it or not. I am a streamer. So again, I see this as again some sort of, I wouldn't say investment. Again, at the end of the day, this is a hobby, but you never know where the channel is going to go. But at the same time, with people, I mean, people at the end of the day like to win, yes, and they like a winner to. And actually, I think I will do the same, right? You want to have a person. If someone's giving you advice, of course, you will want to hear from the best, right? You will want to hear from the best. And also I have to acknowledge that when I started this channel, I have tried a lot of ships, and at the end of the day, Assault Carrier is one that I believe has is pretty much I am very good at. I think, of course, there are even more. I mean, I'm saying like I'm medium high, but there are even more very busted, crazy players out there that also like destroy, and let alone of course the people that have Nemesis. Don't even get me started with that. Having the SU-39 is going to help a lot with those. But I mean, aside of that, if I put like my hand on my heart and I tell you, should you do this? I will say absolutely not. The Harrier and the Battle Pass cost 10 times less than this, 10 times less, and can do as good damage as the SU-39. Of course, SU-39 is king, but those two can do almost the same for such a low amount of investment. So that's why, for some particular reason, again, I am not feeling. I mean, of course, I'm going to enjoy this SU-39, but at the same time, I do understand that I could have just done the same amount of damage with any other type of strike fighter from the battle pass. I will say, I mean, out of words, like, just try to follow that path. I think, again, unless there is a gacha strike fighter that is completely busted in the future, most of the time, the first time that it appears is going to be on a mini gacha. Is not going to be the main price as it is over here, but rather is going to come with a ship, right? So yeah, because of that, I mean, we'll see what happens at the end of the day. So, well, we are going to continue with this. I heard that there is a leaderboard that if you put some resources in, you are able to get even more what's this called, like a exclusive camouflage. Well, they don't call it so exclusive, right? You can just pay money and then you are able to get that, then by all means, right? But aside of that, well, I mean, if I get it, might as well, for all this suffering that I am putting here outside, so you're able to see. Well, I guess might as well, right? If I don't get that camouflage, I am fine with that as well. I don't mind about camouflage. I'm just going to say, well, it is a nice add-up to this whole endeavor. Let's put it this way. I wish they added a way to spend all the chips, all these chips in one go, instead of doing it like this, because it is taking ages. Let me tell you, it is taking a good amount of time. But yeah, I mean, we'll just have to do, right? We'll just have to continue on our endeavor over there. Now that I think back, actually, I think I did have more chips that I needed, because I think I did throw a couple of them at the beginning. So yeah, that will be an extra oof, an extra slap on the face. Let's put it this way. Well, as you can see, gacha events, for example, right now we are halfway through, and you see that, well, I got the submarine and I'm very happy with it. But imagine that I didn't want the submarine. Imagine that I wanted the Iowa, or that I wanted the Ghost Commander. So imagine putting all these resources and saying, damn, I didn't get anything. Well, people, this is the reality of gachas. This is pretty much it, you see. You're going to see a lot of comments sometimes from people from videos that say, I got the ship in only the first 10 throws. And yes, I agree that in this particular case, I did got it in the first 10 throws. But let's be realistic. If you have a ship that is like the main price, like for example Chabanenko, it is not going to come in the first 10 or 20. Chances are very, very low. If you are lucky, good power for you. But in reality, it's not going to happen. Yeah, some reason that you may want to consider in the future, right? Do you want to be a free-to-play player? Do you want to be paid to win? I would say, like, if I will take my step back, for example, if I could go back in time, and this is going to be another video that I want to do in the future, I would have liked to stay free-to-play. If I'm completely honest. Well, I mean, yes and no. It's tricky. because I'll find it very interesting to say, you know what, I just used an SPS 4000 and I was able to climb to ranked, right? Easy, right? So yeah, that's very prompts to you. Of course, you have to develop other skills like be good with the ship, play it all the time, and have strong allies. Because let's be realistic, when you play with a team, chances increase, right? Of course, I was hoping in the future that will be more support for free-to-play players for assault carriers. Yes, we got a couple of free ones. For example, right now it's just RF Storm. We got the cannon over here. Let me see. This is the archer. So now I have more archers, and this God knows what with this missile is. We're going to see if it's good or not. But anyways, yeah, the point that I'm raising over here is that yeah, you also need to have a good team if you want to climb high. It's not a must, but it definitely helps. So, and of course, there is the second thing, right? Carriers and assault carriers are kind of like the cash cow of this game at the end of the day, because yes, planes go outside of the meta faster than any type of equipment that you have out there, and that's just being realistic. You can grab a free-to-play Brahmos on a match, and you will be more than fine with it, even with the ranked one. And yeah, it's not like you're. I mean, yes, I mean the missile is better, but it's not like you are like missing like exponentially. Not like in comparison with an assault with a carrier, right? So yeah, I think that is pretty much the whole gist about it. Now, okay, what we got over here again, I had to try this grenade launcher more, but well, we're going to continue our endeavor over here again. As we see over here, no Iowa, no Ghost Commander. Of course, I already got them. I am not sure that when you get this, gives you a compensation. It will be very fun if they give you just gold, and I think that's the case. But technically, they should give you a little bit more, like art coins or something like that. So I guess I have this one documented over here. We are still going strong over here. Please feel free to go to the end to see how I get the SU-39. Otherwise, if you're still enjoying the conversation, well, I wish you were here talking with me. But yeah, I can also come up with some other topics. Okay, so what are my thoughts about the future? Sometimes people leave out some spoilers. They claim that they know what is going to come in the game. I saw an assault carrier that was supposed to come in the future, but again, those are very unrealistic if I'm completely honest. However, I think it is time for us to have a good assault carrier. I only cross fingers that is not next month or in 2 months, because obviously this has been quite an investment, if we can even call it investment. But yes, I would like for the game just to give a little bit more oxygen, because yeah, this was a heavy endeavor over here. So well, we have to be happy. We got the submarine, right? We will see at the end of the day if we are even in the leaderboard, if we even appear somewhere up there to get that camouflage. Of course, there's a lot of players that but God knows what they do in life, but they have all the resources to put into it. They're very competitive. So yeah, that is pretty much the whole thing, right? Again, we continue on this endeavor. I also miss that when we I miss that when we turn this thing around, you also get chips. So technically, I could have saved at least 1 or 2 more rounds, because they do throw chips. But oh well, too late. You learn the hard way, Foxhound. Yes, you do. We are seeing art coins happening over here. Also, you can tell me in the comments if there's some particular busted equipment that we could get from the market. Believe it or not, for example, if there was a Nemesis on the market, I would sell my soul to get that Nemesis. Of course, it's never going to happen. Again, it's a shame with tournaments because you don't have, how can I put it? They don't run carrier tournaments as often as they should. They don't run them at all. So yeah, that is quite a thing. It seems that we got one of the ships that I own, as you see, and because of that, they gave you gold instead of giving you art coins. Developers, just try to bear in mind, please, if you, I mean, again, we are putting quite an amount of resources in order to put into this gacha. Please give us something else. Give us art coins. It's very painful again for one to say, oh, we're getting gold instead of actually getting art coins for something we already got before. Again, don't get me wrong. If you were in some type of how can I put it in words? If you got a deal like this and you didn't have, for example, the Iowa, you didn't have the Ghost Commander, you didn't have the Strash, then I think it will be less painful because actually you are getting more gacha ships and a reward at the end. So yeah, that is something to consider, right? That is something to consider. Okay, so as you can see, we are 4 throws away till the end of the till we get the SU-31, which is going to be SU-39. Come on, I mean, you have to, after putting all these resources, I have to say the name properly, right? SU-39, which is guaranteed. At least there is that, because imagine the SU-39 was the Ghost Commander and you didn't get it. That will be just too much. That will be just very, 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 very sad, very painful. Now, well, I think what I'm going to do, might as well, I'm going to throw 7 more of these or 8 more, because I didn't take into account, of course, that you get chips as well when you throw these. But I want to see as well if we are on the leaderboard on this. So let's see, do we get more rewards? No more rewards. I cannot go higher than 1,100. So that is the deal over here. Let's do another 5 more. This is just literally getting cheap money, getting art coins, and that's pretty much it. So again, as we come to the end of this, again, just bear in mind, from my side of things, I will continue giving advice on how to be competitive without the gacha fighter or strike fighter or whatever. You can be as good as. I'll continue doing ranked with equipment that you guys can attain, because actually I was doing some tests with strike fighters to see what can be used. So yeah, I mean, that's just the way that it is, right? And also, you guys, of course, I hope that you enjoyed, because I also did a poll and a lot of you said you get that SU-31. I guess you deserve it. Maybe I'll tell you my point, what I think about it in the future, right? About it. For the time being, let's collect our rewards, right? So we got all these things, right? Here it is, the SU-39, right? Let's see if we are in the leaderboard anywhere. No, we are not. So we are not getting even close to that camouflage. I find it insane that people will put so much just to get a camouflage. I mean, it looks cool, but I mean, come on, like, really, I mean, I don't think it is. It's just crazy. Volume went up for a particular reason. This is Gorstop, which comes with a zircon in it. Best missile of the game. Let me reduce the volume just a little bit because it decided to go up. And yeah, let's do the final thing, like, let's put the final nail on the coffin. And even it hurts because, if I'm completely honest, Harrier, such a fantastic strike fighter. I mean, he's just the best strike fighter in the game, and I love to do the trick with the guided missiles. It is just pretty much the best. Just to see that. Again, I will tell you my thoughts if I see such a big difference of having two SU-39s instead of just having one in contrast with a Harrier. You have seen in matches, it doesn't make like a, I mean, it's not like I'm losing a lot of damage. It is, I would say it's like around 100k what you're losing, but of course there are other things to consider, right? You are able to control the air more because of the missile this thing has, take out planes. So yeah, that is pretty much the whole thing. Now you are able to see me upgrade this thing, and don't you find it interesting? I put all these resources on the strike fighter, right? But I still decide to be stingy and to operate in tens instead of hundreds. Yeah, that is very appealing. But yeah, we have reached like the tip of the ocean, as they say over here. You saw like people were not people are really competing for that camouflage. That I find that very insane. So we are just going to do it one by one. Is going to ask me for some money, because why not? Why not? Yeah, this video has been long as it is. If you are here listening to me, thank you very much. I highly appreciate it. If you are entertained, you can always put your comments. I love engaging with you guys. In the future, I will consider doing a live stream for it. Let's continue operating this thing. Yes, doing live stream. Yeah, that's something that I'm really looking forward to. Please remember to leave your comments. If you are a new person in this channel, you can consider subscribing to the channel for my pain. Yeah, and who knows, you know, the slap of the Facebook have been if I get like a content creator account after I got this. Well, I still think that content creator accounts are like, you need to treat them with respect. What do I mean? Because you have all the equipment of the game, it doesn't give you the right to just go around and, you know, killing people with equipment you don't have. I will just literally use that in the future for just doing reviews. But anyways, that is pretty much it. You better kill a lot of things, because Jesus, you were expensive. But I think I may be happy with it. I think I will not regret my decision as much as I think I am doing it right now. But of course, I'll give gameplay on this, and yeah, aside of that, thank you very much everyone for joining this painful journey. Holly, has a pleasure. It's always good to interact with you guys. For the time being, I'll have to say again, thank you very much. Thank you. We are going to sign off. This is Foxhound. Have a good day, everyone.